Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Demon bringing you a little practice game between Phillibird and Warden. These are both Requiem esports team guys, and they're both very high level Terrans, and I wanted to cast that Terran vs Terran since I am a Terran player, and I just played an hour-and-a-half map. It took forever, and I ended up losing in the end because of extraneous circumstances. It was very long, but anyway, so I like watching Terrans. I caught this one a little bit. This is a replay, but I just decided to start a little late because up until this point, I mean, they're doing everything exactly the same. They scouted, they've got their barracks going down, they've got their gas going down, blah. You know, the normal opening. It's 15, they got their barracks done now at 15, and they're, of course, both doing their command centers. It looks like they have almost a... Turn my speakers down there, I forgot I had those up. Almost like they're identical builds, except for just now when Warden decides to get his second gas, while Phillibird is not. So we'll see. This, I remember this was a very good game, but I don't remember the specifics of it anymore. So they were playing a little round robin thing, so I will quit saying so. Although, maybe, kind of. Got a factory going down for Phillibird, and not too much has changed over in Warden's end, so maybe we'll see some Reaper harassment here from Warden, as he does have a Reaper coming out, but Phillibird does not have a... He's got 2 Marines out at the moment, with, you know, more being built, and if those Marines catch that Reaper, then obviously he's going to die, although Reapers do excellently against Marines. Pretty sure they 2-shot them. So second gas is done for both players, and factory is going down for Warden as he is putting a reactor on his barracks, so we're going to see some mass Marines and possibly tanks, as we do have a second barracks going down now for Warden. Phillibird has just got his factory done, hasn't really built anything out of it yet. It's like it is going to switch with the tech lab also, so we might see another, like, I'd be interested to see a Marine tank versus Marine tank, because it's, you know, it sounds interesting, maybe not to some people, but I like it because it's one of those matchups to where the person who loses is the person who moves his tank the most, or gets caught out of position when his tanks are unsieged, and so that then leads to a lot of problems. We do have the Warden's Reaper has come in here and will make it out alive with 14 hit points. Second command center going down now for Phillibird, as he is going to do an expansion command center, and nope, starport going down for Warden. So looks like we're going to hopefully see some tanks and Marines, as that tank just effectively ran over that guy and pushed him all the way back up the ramp. So we got a semi-fast expansion going down for Phillibird, as he is going to be pushing out a little quickly. And we do have this Reaper is he going to catch that SCV? No. Looks like he's just going to plant that Reaper right here on the high ground, maybe. Nope, we're going to follow him for a second, see where he goes. Guess he's just checking to see if and when Phillibird expands, which is always good knowledge. Because if you find out that he's expanding, then you realize that is a good time for you to move out, because that means he should be low on units. More tanks and Marines now coming out for Warden, while Phillibird just blew the crap out of that Reaper, as he did try to jump up on the high ground, and a siege tank made him into little splatty wagons. I'm taking that phrase and I'm running with it. Splatty wagons. Anyway, second barracks going down with starport now training a Viking. Looks like Warden is going to be moving out here with his tanks, and see, they got to take out that tank. Oh, they do take out the tank. More Marines coming down, but there is a siege tank on the high ground, so we will have to have the medevac here spot for Warden, while Phillibird here does not have a spotter, so if Warden can get his tanks just close enough to hit the high ground tanks, then they can really do some damage. But Warden will throw down a scan here to see what kind of units he's faced against, and he will get a shot or two off at those Marines. And the only problem with this particular matchup is I'm going to have to scroll back and forth to see who's doing what. So we got Warden here camped outside at Phillibird's natural with 2 siege up tanks, 1 tank walking around, a Viking here trying to bait some of those Marines, because there is a tank that is just barely out of siege range of those two tanks, and if this tank moves in range, then he's going to get shot. And you see right there, he's just in range and he needs to shoot, but he doesn't have any sight. So it looks like Warden's going to be down one tank. His tanks are going to hit several of those Marines. And this is going to be a very tense moment as the Marines and tanks continue to come out. Vikings and medevacs for Phillibird, while we have one medevac here for Warden. The Viking going to try and knock on that medevac's door, but he will bait a couple of Marines in there, and they did get shot, as well as the other way around. Warden did get some of Phillibird's Marines. So it's just going to be a very tense moment. We do have a Viking out here for Warden, as he is going to start shooting at the other Viking, trying to pull him out, but he is on hold position, so it's good for him. The SCV will repair that Viking, as well as repair Warden's Viking. So the medevac coming out here to continue harassing, that Viking coming out here to continue harassing the medevac. Good golly, Miss Molly, I cannot talk. What is Phillibird here going to do? He's going to lift up his command center, and it looks like he's going to fly it over to the upper west expansion. This is on Metalopolis, and they are at the south and east expansion. And we have a drop down here. I completely missed that. I'm going to rewind that. I just saw the orange dots. So we have the medevac here. After they did just prepare things, turret going down for Warden at the natural expansion of Phillibird, so that way he can protect him from those pesky Vikings. And we will see the medevac load up here with one Marauder and 6 Marines, and it will move out. We already know what's happened on Warden's end down there at the attacking area, so now we will follow Phillibird's dropship here to find out what kind of damage he can get done with this. He does fly right over there, and it looks like he will just drop on the go, and we'll take out Warden's SCV building another barracks. The barracks is not completed, and there is no SCV working on it. The SCVs will run out of here, but those Marines and Marauders will continue doing damage. They're going to take out the supply depot that does have the extra supply drop on it, so that'll be a huge hit on Warden, as he is now supply capped at 59. And he will continue working on the supply depots, because that is a very tough spot to be in. You have all the money in the world, but you can't spend it because you don't have the units. Oh, the medevac goes down full of Marines, because Warden had that 1 health medevac come in, and those 4 Marines shot it down. So Warden is either going to be forced to lift off, or he's going to try and mass up some units here. It's like he's going to bring a tank back here, siege it up probably about right there, so that way the Marines and Marauders have to move around. He's going to bring in the SCVs and shoot to keep the Marines and Marauders from getting anywhere. And they do take out 2 of the Marines. There's only 1 Marine, and 1 Marauder makes it out. So Warden does go back to business here, but that was quite a hit. The Viking here is going to drop, and is Phillibird going to drop again? Maybe, no, kind of. 2 tanks here going to siege up and protect the base now that has happened. But these Marines and Marauders will drop off here at the natural expansion of Warden, and they will continue to do more harassment. The tanks will probably unsiege and do what they can. Nope. Looks like a medevac and a Marine and a Marauder will come out, but the medevac will pick up those 2 units, and they will drop them back off at the main base again, just continuing to keep on the pressure here. So Warden has to keep focused on this. Warden looked like he was going to skip sieging up the tank, but he did end up sieging it. This medevac is just going to be the most irritating thing ever, which is excellent control by Phillibird, and causing loads of harassment to Warden. That Marauder is going to sit here and take out those SCVs on the gas. If Warden doesn't pay close attention, he can forget to put those SCVs back, and will find himself low on gas. Now Warden's going to place, he's got 1 siege tank at his main, 1 siege tank at his natural. So it looks like Phillibird might call it quits. No, he will drop them right on top of the tank, but the Marauder will take out the Marine that dropped right off, and then the Viking will push this medevac away. So it looks like Warden finally did clean up that big mess, although there's another medevac moving out with 3 Vikings this time. And this could cause a lot of harassment, as those siege tanks on the high ground are shelling Warden's tanks on the bottom here, and they are going to continue with scans. Both scans here going back.